Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Terrence. Let's go live, let's go live, let's go live. How are you doing on this beautiful Tuesday? Let's go live. Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Terrence. My name is H. Terrence Bardui. Some people call me H, some people call me Havis, some people call me Terrence. Some people call me Mr. Bardui. If you're from the 767, Whitey Kubuli, the Commonwealth of Dominica, tall is her body. You call me little boy. If you're from Point Michel, aka La Pointe, St. Luke's Parish, you call me Luca Boy. Dominica made me, Boston raised me, now the South sustains me. How's everybody doing? Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. Welcome. Hope you're doing well on this Tuesday evening, man. I'm in the ATL. I'm so excited about that. I'm here to see my princess, and her fiance. But the show got to go on. The show got to go on. How are you beautiful people doing? As people are starting to come in, I hope everyone's doing well. What I'm going to do is to just let me just make sure some people are watching it on different platforms as well. I want to make sure I send it to a couple of people so they can watch the show, because sometimes people have to be reminded of Tuesdays with Terrence. That's a shame. You all should be every Tuesday at this time. There should be nothing on your mind but Tuesdays with Terrence. But anyways, we're going to get it in. Let's go in here and get it in so we can have everybody in there. How are you doing? Welcome. How's your week going, man? How's everybody doing? First of all, I want to say congrats to the New York Knicks. I'm a Boston Celtic fan. I had my Celtic hat over here, but I didn't put it on intentionally because I didn't want to hate, my pastor is from New York. My wife's also from New York. But guess what? Boston is where it's at. But this week is the New York Knicks. They are the NBA champs, man. I am not upset with them, but they're the NBA champs. So you got to show love. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. They finished strong. So congrats to the New York Knicks on their championship. I'm so excited for them. Let me make sure this is working fine here. But anyways, how are you beautiful people doing? Is everyone doing well tonight? Hope everyone is doing well. Welcome to the show. If you can watch it on a plethora of channels. You can watch it on my Instagram, HTV964. You can watch it on my LinkedIn, Havis Bardui, aka H. Terrence Bardui. You can watch it on Facebook, Havis Bardui, or my Facebook page, business page, Bardui Financial Services. You can watch it on X, which is HTB964, and you can watch it on YouTube, which is Bardui Financial Services or BFS Financial Services. You can do that as well. So wherever you watch the show tonight, welcome. Hope people are doing well. If you don't say hello to me, I can't give you a shout out, but I'm really excited about my show tonight. I don't have my speaker with me. I forgot my speaker, but I'm going to still play my theme song. And my son's guitar is right here, so I'm going to strum on it a little bit while I talk to you guys. So for those of you who are watching, welcome, say hello. If you don't say hello, I really can't shout you out. Let me see if there's anybody on Instagram I can shout out. There's nobody on Instagram yet, but let's go to Facebook and start the show. It's Tuesday. While people are starting to come in, we're going to play our theme song, get it queued up, and then we look at markets, see how markets are doing. And for those of you who don't know, it's Annuity Awareness Month this month. It's Annuity Awareness Month, so we're going to be talking about that. I'm actually going to send this to somebody right now who I have an appointment with this week, an existing client that I have an appointment with. I'm going to send this to them. All right. And I'm going to also send it to this other person who never really watched my show, but they're a good friend. I'm going to send it to them as well. Maybe they'll tune in, maybe not. We'll see. But for those of you who are going to be watching, welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Terrence. Let's get the show in tune. Let's get our music queued up, and let's see. Everybody should be able to see my show as it's going on right now. I'm going to see People are watching already. Wherever you are, I'm going to say welcome. Turn the volume down. Turn the volume down. I'm going to say welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to TWT. All right. All right. I want to see Peach Goodwill is watching. So welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. And anybody else is watching, man, I am excited tonight. I'm in the ATL. Great show planned for you tonight. We're going to talk about some stuff everybody should be doing to supplement their income. Some of you, or supplement their retirement, I should say, because some of you are not doing what you're supposed to be doing, and you need to talk to more. So let's get this all queued up for everybody, and we will start the show. Welcome, welcome. I'm actually going to strum the guitar along tonight. I got my son's guitar right here. Since I'm in the Pete state, we're going to do that. Let's get it all queued up for everybody to watch, and let's get it queued up, play our theme song, and start the show. Hope everybody's ready. Yeah. Dominic made me. That's where it all began. Island breeze, coconut trees, the heart of my plan. From the hills and the smiles to the songs of the sea, that island spirit molded the person I'd be. Boston raised me with its hustle and grind. City lights shining, dreams intertwined. In the heart of this town, I found my way. A licensed financial pro, ready for the fray. On the snowy streets, learn to stand tall, navigating life, every rise, every fall. From the commons to the brownstones, I made my claim. With every lesson learned, I embraced my name. Boston raised me with hustle and grind. City lights shining, dreams intertwined. In the heart of this town, I found my way. A licensed financial pro, ready for the fray. The South sustains me with its warm embrace, a community of strength and love in every space. From the bayous to the beaches, I find my place. In this journey of finance, I've learned to chase grace. Dominating, Boston raised me high. The South sustains my soul as I reach for the sky. With every sunrise, I'm thankful and free. A licensed financial pro, just being me. So here's to the roots that shaped who I am. From Dominica's beauty to Boston's Grand Slam. In the South I stand strong, with purpose and pride. Together with my journey, side by side. That's right, man. I'm in the ATL. Good evening. How are you beautiful people doing? Welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Terrence. My name is Terrence Bardui. I strum the guitar a little bit, guitar a little bit. It's my son's guitar, and I play a little along here. I'm here for some personal stuff with my family and my kids, and I'm really excited about that. So welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. For those of you who are watching, welcome. If you don't say hello, I can't shout you out. If you don't want to say hello, it's okay. I won't be mad at you. Welcome to all of you who are watching tonight. We have a great show planned for you tonight. I'm really excited about tonight. I'm down here It's raining cats and dogs. But you know what? Whenever I get to see my babies, I'm happy. So Daddy Bear is happy, happy, happy. Welcome to all those who are watching. People are starting to tune in from different platforms. Let me see if there's anybody on Instagram. No one's on Instagram yet. People have been watching on different platforms tonight. So welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. How are you people doing? First of all, I want to shout out to all the New Yorkers, the New Yorkers who are now champions, NBA champions. Now, I'm going to troll them, but my pastor is from New York. He's from Coney Island. Sandy's from New York. She's from Canarsie. But guess what? The Celtics got 18. Y'all got 2. I'm like 50 Cent. I'm petty. I'm pettier than 50 Cent. I gotta say good evening to everybody. Good evening, Peach Goodwin. How are you doing? Hope you're feeling better. I know you were not well. Praying that you're doing well. Hope the weather's nice in Virginia. I'll be heading up the road back to Virginia tonight late, but I had to get my show in before I talk to my babies. How are you beautiful people doing? First of all, I want to make this very clear. Tonight's show is dedicated to those who are working, those who have already retired, and those who are contemplating retirement. All right, there's stuff you can do. All right, and we're going to talk about that tonight because June is Annuity Awareness Month. Did you know that June is an Annuity Awareness Month? You're like, what's an annuity? Well, we're going to talk about that in a minute. We're going to address that, and we're going to go from there. So I just want to say welcome again to everyone who's tuning in. Again, congratulations to all the New Yorkers on your championship. And also congratulations to, my 2 recruits in Raleigh, North Carolina. I want to shout out Noah Jackson. Welcome. Actually, I'm going to send him the the link so he knows I'm giving him a shout out. I want to say welcome to him, and also welcome to his mom as well, who's not watching because she has something to do, and she's my new recruit as well. So I'm really excited, folks. Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. And as we build this thing, like our president, Mr. Anthony Stu, would say, American Classic Agency, the company that cares. As we build this thing, I'm excited and I'm happy. So I want to say welcome. Nora, how are you? Good to see you, Miss New Jersey. I was in New Jersey on Sunday night. I think you're closest to Newark. I was in Somerset. I think I was close to you. How you doing? Hope you're doing well, and I hope everyone's doing well tonight. Anybody else who come on the show, I like whenever you say hi, I like to give a shout out. Some people are very private. I know some of my clients watch, they never say hello. It's okay. Some people watch, they never say hello. It's okay. But as long as you're watching, that helps the algorithms, and that's all I care about. So welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. Hope you guys are doing well. But before we start again, it's World Cup has started. I'm pulling for 3 countries. Haiti, Sac Passe, Naboule, the Haitian Passe. I heard they got robbed on Saturday night. I was sleeping. I didn't watch it against Scotland. I was told that they were robbed by multiple people, and Curacao in the Caribbean, Curacao got smacked, I think 7-1 by was it Germany or whoever they played, and also Cape Verde, they had a 0-0 tie. I think it was either yesterday in Atlanta. One of my TikTok friends who's Cape Verdean, and I have multiple clients who are Cape Verdeans as well. One in Boston and several in Florida, and I have some guys I went to high school with who are Cape Verdean as well. So Cabo Verde, 0-0. Congratulations, Cabo Verde, on that World Cup. So who you all are going for in the World Cup? Usually I go with 3 teams. I usually go with France, Brazil, and I like England too. But this year, I'm going with Haiti, Cabo Verde, and Curacao. So whatever team you're pulling for tonight, I usually go with Nigeria too sometimes, the Golden Eagles, but I don't think they qualified this year. We got Ivory Coast, Senegal, Morocco. There's different African countries who qualified as well. And Cabo Verde, Cape Verde is on the west coast of Africa anyways, so I consider them Africa as well. So for all of you who've been watching the World Cup, hope you're enjoying the games. I haven't watched a game yet, but I will be watching the next series of games with the the smaller nations I just mentioned: Cabo Verde, west coast of Africa, Curacao in the Caribbean, and Haiti. Sac Passe, Naboule, the Haitian posse. I'll be watching that tonight. So I'm actually going to send this text to one of my Haitian friends, and maybe they will watch Tuesdays with Terrence, and maybe I'll give them a shout out if they come on. And I have this other buddy in the ATL who's Haitian as well, but he never watches my show. I send it to him every now and then, but if he comes out, I want to send it to him now. Um, Maybe he'll watch it, and I can give him a shout out. So usually when you come on, you have to say, "Hey Terrence," or "What's up H," or whatever, and I will good night or whatever, and I'll give you a shout out. If you don't say hello to me, I can't shout you out. So I've gotten my preliminaries out. Congratulations to the New York Knicks. They won the NBA championship. So Thursday, New York City, Fifth Avenue is going to be lit. Parade. And the Carolina Hurricane was it Sunday night? They won, yeah, Sunday night. The Carolina Hurricanes. They used to be the Hartford Whalers. They won the Stanley Cup, so they're the champions as well. And I have clients in Raleigh. They're based out of Raleigh. I have clients in Raleigh as well, and new business partners coming on too as well. I just gave them a shout out a second ago. Noah Jackson, he was at the watch party, and also his mom, Latonya Jackson. Both of them are my new recruits, so I would say welcome to them. I know they're not watching because they have other stuff to do, but I just want to give them a shout out. I like calling names, giving people shout outs. And then, it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. I'm down in the ATL to see my babies, and I'm going to talk with them tonight and then get back on the road. But let's look at the markets. Let's take a look at what markets did today. The Dow Jones was at 51,999.67. So tomorrow, if it goes a point, it'll be 52,000. And I think that might be an all-time high. Let me just check real quickly in the business news. Stock futures are a little change for Wall Street gears up for Federal Reserve rate decision. America's 401k balances reached record levels last year. How do you compare? And I'm just looking real quickly here, the notes on the markets. The Dow Jones, stocks leap worldwide and oil prices drop after the U.S. and Iran reached a tentative deal on the war, and basically stocks have even more room to fly when the Strait of Hormuz reopened. So basically, for those of you who got money in your 401ks, you should be watching. As a matter of fact, I'm going to send this to, she's probably not available, but I'm going to send it to her right now, one of my clients in Jersey. So she can watch the show. But she knows I'm going to send her send her that. Maybe she'll watch. Maybe she won't. She'll watch it on the replay. So first of all, congratulations to all of you who have 401ks, 403bs, 457s, TSPs, which stands for three savings plans. All right. You may have a Roth IRA, you may have a traditional IRA, you may even have, what they call the OKIO plans, the SEPs, the SEPs, a poor man's pension, they call it back in the day, simplified employee pension plans. So if you have any one of those, if you're a small business owner, if you work in corporate America, or you work for a municipality, or you work for a school or a church, you have any one of those, these are the federal government. So I want to say congratulations to those of you who are contributing. I've been teaching for a long time and telling clients, listen, I don't want you to put a penny more than what they're matching in your 401k. Some people think I'm crazy, but I always tell them that. I don't want you to put a penny more from what they're matching. So if they're matching 3%, you put up to 3. If they're matching 5, you put up to 5. Everything after that, you're throwing money away. Let me explain what I mean. Remember, your contributions into your 401ks, 403bs, 457 TSPs, which are the municipalities, like if you work in the city of Atlanta, the county of Chesterfield, the different municipalities, they have their 457 plans. What happens? City of New York, city of Raleigh, what happens? Your contributions are tax deferred. Now, if you make about 75 grand a year, right, and you contribute a percentage, or if you make 100 grand a year, 10% of that is 10,000, right? And so that means your adjusted gross income, your AGI, adjusted gross income, is now $90,000. So you pay taxes on $90,000, but you didn't get a tax break. What you did was you deferred the taxes. Well, you may call it a break if you want to, but deferring something, how about if there was a way you can stop and don't even do that at all? So tonight we're going to talk about June is Annuity Awareness Month. We're going to talk about annuities, and I've talked about them before, and I'm going to reiterate what an annuity is. An annuity is just simply a contract between an insurance company and an individual that promises to pay an income you could never outlive. I'll repeat that. An annuity is simply a contract between an insurance company and an individual that promises to pay an income you can never outlive. Now, a lot of people haven't heard about them. Some people don't like them. Some people don't know much about them. And you have different kinds. You have the fixed kinds. You have the equity index kinds. You have the variable index annuity ones, the ones where it goes with the stock market. Then you have those that participate. The ones that I do, they participate in the gains of the market. I was in New Jersey on Sunday talking to one of my clients, and I was explaining to them, you see this balance right here? I pray nothing happens to you, but if something happens to you, all this goes to your hubby, right? But guess what? When the market's up, every year you get your credits. Credits are earnings. Earnings are interest, right? We call them earnings or credits. Every year you get that, providing the market's up. Now, if the market crash, or remember 2008, 1987, and all the other times the markets were quite volatile, like I think last month there was a couple of days, or earlier this month, where the market was down like 1,000 points, and that was the Dow Jones Industrial Average. The S&P was down, and so was the NASDAQ. The Russell 2000 was probably down as well. But all of those different indices, basically what happened here is that people who have their money in there, I'm not telling people that investing is bad. I've never said that, and I will never say that. What I do say is the closer you come to retirement is the more you have to protect your nest egg. A lot of people, the mistake that they make, their nest egg have cracks in it. Now, there are some companies like hospitals, and hospitals, we all need them, but I can't stand them when it comes to in-service rollovers. What in-service rollovers means, when you reach age 59 and a half, right? When you reach age 59 and a half, you can actually do what we call an in-service rollover. An in-service rollover is just taking a portion of your accumulated value or all of it and putting it into a program or a vehicle or an account where it will never, ever lose a penny. Now, remember, folks, I told you there's different kinds of annuities. There's the variable index annuities you could lose value in that. As a matter of fact, they have variable index life insurance policies as well. I have a client who had those, and I replaced that for them. I put them in the guaranteed programs, the indexed. Oh my gosh. Listen, folks, there is no reason for you to be taking these unnecessary losses, because remember, when you're younger, you're in the accumulation stage. I use my daughter, for example. She's only 31 years old, right? So she got a long way to go to retirement. 31, 41, 51, 61. She got about 35 years. And if she decides to work till 70, she got like 40 years, right? So she has time. She has time. Some of you are like my age. If you're in your 60s, 61, 62, 63, you don't have time. The client that I spoke with on Sunday, they're actually 67. And basically, I said to them, you're at the stage now where you need to protect your nest egg from any cracks. A lot of people don't realize the protection is key. You need to protect it. So some of you may have some of your nest egg in banks, like in CDs, earning crap or chicken feed, or you have it in a money market account or brokerage account or whatever. And those of you have to understand this. If your money is in securities, you may take a loss. And if you're adverse to risk, guess what? It's going to go up and down. I tell some of my clients all the time, don't look at your stuff daily. Look at it monthly, look at it quarterly. And the reason why I tell them that is because I want them to feel like, because something could be down every day this week and then for the next month be up every day. In theory. So what you have to do is look at the horizon of where you are, where you're trying to get to. All right. What is your goal? Is your goal income? Is your goal actually accumulation? What's your goal? If you want income, you can guarantee that and get a guaranteed lifetime income for as long as you live. So for those people out there who hear about annuities and they get scared and they're worried about what it is, listen, folks, don't let these people fool you. Everything has pros and cons. But one thing I know, I don't want to see any of my clients losing a penny in anything that they have. I don't like seeing them losing a penny. I'd rather see you have small incremental growth, slowly but surely, than be up here today and then after be down here. Like today, I was telling one of my friends, man, your 401k is at 299,000. So you're gonna break the 300,000 threshold. And I said, but we can't even do nothing for you. We can't even move it. And the person says, well, I got another 3 years to go. I'm gonna retire at 65. Because I can't do an in-service rollover for them because the hospital will not do it. But if you work for private industry, corporate America, or whatever, and you have some of these products, folks, I've been talking to people for a while, and sometimes I don't get upset when people don't do what I say. I only get upset when they don't do what I say, and then down the road, they look at me like, man, you didn't twist my arm. I'm like, well, that's forcing you. I don't want to force you to do anything. I want you to do whatever you need to do based on your availability, your knowledge, your trust in the individual. There's a lot of people out there. Like today, I'd gotten a text from a client, and someone was asking a question. And I told the client, have the person contact me. There's no guarantee you have to do anything. But I want to explain, because I say this all the time. None of my clients can explain better than me what I do and who I do it with and for what and for whom. So the key here is this, folks, making sure you make the right decisions financially. Earlier this week, I made a post. I said, some people don't have a money problem, they have a spending problem. Well, if you have a spending problem, you need to curtail that. But we're not talking about that tonight. We're talking about using some of your income to supplement your 401k or your most companies don't do pensions. The defined benefit plans, they're more defined contribution plans, and I mentioned all of them. 401k, 403b, 457 TSPs, those are defined contribution plans. And for some of you say, oh man, I got a Roth IRA. Well, guess what? If you're 40 and you got a Roth IRA, at what age can you access it? 59 and a half, right? So, okay, but you have it in the market. You could lose. And I'm not there not to knock of it. I'm not there to knock anybody of what they're doing. I only want to know what percentage of what you are doing or what percentage of your income you don't want to lose. Is there a percentage of your income you don't want to lose? Is there? If there's a percentage of your income you don't want to lose, let me know what percentage it is. And that's why I ask my clients, what amount of money you don't want to lose? What amount of money? And if they tell me, I don't want to lose 50%, well, we say, well, you know what? Let's put 50% of your retirement into. I don't want some people say 100%. Well, if that's the case, let's do it, man. Sometimes one of my biggest beef with our clients or potential clients is procrastination. There's someone who reached out to me 2 weeks ago, and I said, let's get on my calendar. And they said to me, I'm a procrastinator. I said, yeah, because I'm a procrastinator too. But I'm like, are you a procrastinator or you just don't want to meet with me? I don't know. Listen, man, knowledge is power. Well, let me rephrase that. Applied knowledge is power and wisdom is force. When you get knowledge, you got to apply it. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. Good evening, Robin. How you doing? Good. Oh, you just came out of prayer meeting. I'm glad you did that. Good for you. Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. Hope you're having a great time there in the Queen City. I hope it's not raining cats and dogs. Still in the ATL. But listen, folks, wouldn't it be nice if you could put some of your money, your hard-earned money, into something that can grow tax deferred. And if you're over a certain age, you can access it because you're over 59 and a half quicker, and you can get bonuses, you can get guarantees. Why wouldn't you want guarantees? What are you guys scared about? You know, um, I tell people all the time. I was talking to a client, one of my clients, who did everything that I told him to do, and I'm so proud of them. I'm not gonna call their name. I give them a shout out all the time. But this client, I showed them. I said to them, you know what? You had all this money in the bank, and last year, this is what your interest was. I told them, go in their statement and show me. Or let's call the bank and find out. They had over 100 grand and their interest is like $87. Now I'm like, that's highway robbery. I could have taken that 100 grand, given them a 10% bonus towards the accumulation. So God forbid something happens to them, their family gets 110,000 right off the bat. But then you can put some of it into different indices where you can participate in the gains in the market. And because now that individual is a little older, they have access to money that they can take. Now, when you take the money out, where are you going to put it? You got to know where you're going to put the money. Where are you going to put it? So what I do, I teach people making sure they have an IUL to dump money in, but you also want, for those of you who have lump sums of money sitting in banks, 401ks, brokerage accounts, stock accounts, all these different places under your mattress, in your vault, all of these people need to know that they need to put it somewhere else. And I get great pride in educating and teaching people about where to put it. I talked to one of my clients, two of my clients today. One of them has these annuities. And guess what? They haven't lost a penny. They haven't lost a penny. Now, one of the things that a lot of people understand is simply this: making sure that you protect your nest egg should be part of your financial plan. Making sure you don't lose your nest egg. Some of you, like, I don't have a nest egg. Well, it's not too late. Just because you're older, don't mean you can put something away. We spend money on what we want. We spend money on what we think is important. So this month in June, which is Annuity Awareness Month, we're telling you, and the great thing about having an annuity, the beneficiary, something happens to the owner or the insured, I should say, the annuitant, I should say. The owners, most of the times the owner and annuitant is the same person, right? So let's say the owner and the annuitant, something happens. There is no probate. There is no, well, the will said I get everything in. No. That thing avoids probate, goes directly to the beneficiary that you name. Your wife, your husband, your kids, your boo, your side piece, your pastor, your church, your fraternity, your sorority, whoever you decide, it goes directly to them. So why wouldn't you do that? Why would it be so hard for you to start doing legacy planning, estate planning? We call life insurance a poor man's will. Let me explain what we mean by that, a poor man's will. Let me say that, no, a poor man's trust, not a poor man's will, a poor man's trust. Because a will, it can be contested. And I tell my clients all the time, if you have a will, it can be contested. Someone can come out and say you promised them something, right? It's a will. They go to court. I was just talking to someone the other day who just told me they went through a divorce and, they just got the final stuff and how much money they have to pay. I felt bad for them, but guess what? Make sure, folks, that you protect your best interest by avoiding probate. Goes directly to your heirs, whoever you choose. And some of you who have assets, you need to, I keep talking about that for a while, you need a revocable living trust. A revocable living trust. You own homes, cars, property, bank accounts. You got, I have this one client. If their checking account go under like $200,000, they have a heart attack. I'm like, why are you keeping so much money in that? I almost use a word. A curse word. Why are you putting so much money in that? But that makes what makes them feel comfortable. And the person told me when they were a kid, they grew up in the South, and then when they moved, they still in the South, but they went a little up north and a little north south, meaning if you were like from all the way in Florida or Mississippi, you move higher up. And they told me they always save like they were gonna take it away from me because they grew up in the Jim Crow. And this person is very thrifty. They said, Terrence, I'm not thrifty, I'm cheap. I said, you're thrifty. And I'm trying to be a little more, entertaining. But they said, no, I'm cheap. And this person, if they don't want need a car, they buy cash. As a matter of fact, today, two of my clients, one in Jersey and one in Massachusetts, called me about uh, purchasing a vehicle. And they've accumulated enough cash value so that they can accumulate that vehicle that they want to. They've done that. So I'm very proud of them. But the key about it here, some of those have annuities with me. I just talked about three people, and one of them have an annuity with me. The other one has annuities, but not with me, and the other one hasn't done that yet. So my key here, folks, is simply this: annuities should be part of your financial planning strategy. Annuities should be part of your financial planning strategy. And you don't have a lump sum to put in, you can go as low as $100 a month saving in one. But if you're totally healthy, I'm going to encourage against that. I'd rather see you dump that in a life insurance policy. But if you have some health challenges, I want you to put that, in an annuity, that you can access down the road. And if it's a non-qualified, you can't commingle qualified and non-qualified monies. I'll give you an example. Qualified monies are IRAs, Roth IRAs, SEP plans, 403Bs, 401Ks, 457 TSPs. Those are qualified accounts. Non-qualified accounts is the money you all have in a bank, in a regular checking or savings or a CD or in mutual funds or in a brokerage account. You can't commingle those monies. It's illegal to commingle them. If you commingle them, you have to uncommingle them or unmingle them. Is that a word? But the key is, man, you want to protect it. I was telling one of my clients on Sunday, you don't have to take any of some of this money until you're 73. If you don't need it. But just in case if you need it, right? Just in case if you need it, you can actually access some of it every year. Because I've always told my clients, what emergency you've had at your home that's over $10,000? Your water heater went, your AC unit went, but how often does that happen? But making sure you have ample funds in your retirement plan, you can supplement that. If you're maxing out everything there, you can, with the annuity, there's no, well, for some single premiums, they give you not a floor, but a limit of 2 million. But if you have more than that, we can make an exception. We talk to, the multi-billion-dollar A-rated companies that I represent. But I have a client who have $10 million. They want to drop in one of these bad boys. 10 mil. Let's do it. One thing you guys don't know about annuities, an annuity, when you hit the lottery, we were just talking about the lottery this evening. I was asking them, if you know what the winning number is and you played, is it actually gambling? But the lottery, right? When you win the lottery, you have two options. You get a lump sum or you get it paid over 20 years. The average person, or most people, not the average, most people usually take the lump sum. And this is the reason I hear a lot of people say, well, I don't know how long I'm going to be around. Well, even if you took the lump sum and you die tomorrow, did you really use all that money? Someone else is going to benefit from it, right? So don't give me that, I don't know how long I'm going to live kind of deal. That's just an excuse, because none of us know how long we're going to live. But what we do know is that we have to prepare. I had a pastor, Dr. Max Ferguson at my church in Petersburg, Virginia, Shiloh Seventh Adventist Church. That was a quick plug here. He always used to say, you need to live like Jesus is coming tonight, and you need to plan like he's coming in 100 years. And he's right. When I was a little kid, I heard certain stuff, and now I'm a grown man. It hasn't come to pass. It's not that it won't, but you have to prepare for a rainy day. Most people don't. Most of us, and it's not because we're living paycheck to paycheck or not living paycheck to paycheck. It's because we're not disciplined. I've told you guys many times, you show me your bank statements, right? And I'll tell you how you're living, especially if you're using your debit cards to purchase stuff. I'll tell you how you're living. I would. I want to say good evening to Miss Martha Hillier. How are you, darling? Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. Hope you're doing well. And everybody else who's watching tonight, welcome. Folks, annuities should be part of your financial strategy. And some of you may have some of the annuities that may have some of the bonuses that I offer. They may not have some of the even nursing home rider that it offers. So you can access some of this money while you're in a nursing home. I can honestly tell you, with the knowledge I have now, both my parents died in a nursing home. And back with the knowledge I have now, back then, I wish we had did some of that for them, because I know at some age my mother was probably not insurable, so my dad. But you know what? You don't have to get old like my parents, and then start young. Start while you're there. Just something to supplement what you're already doing. I am not opposed to what you're doing. A lot of people think, I remember this one person was telling someone, oh, I don't like what he's saying, because we were talking about life insurance, and we're talking about, oh, they talk about term, and invest the rest. Man, listen, you ain't investing the rest. The reason why the government takes its taxes from you, from your paychecks, is they don't trust you to pay it. And I don't trust none of y'all to invest the rest, because most people are undisciplined when it comes to money. Remember, most people don't have a money problem, they have a spending problem. Some people, if they get money in their pocket, instead of trying to save it, they're thinking about how they can spend it. Nothing is wrong with spending, but have you allocated a portion of those funds for a rainy day? Have you done that? Some of us don't do that, and the reason we don't do it is because we live vicariously, through others, and we want to impress people that we don't like with money we don't have, with things we can't afford, man. So you go buy all this stuff. I'm not opposed to you having nice stuff. I ain't opposed to you having, like I told you today, 2 clients called me about they want to do some stuff, and I showed them what they can do with their infinite banking concept. Use OPM, other people's money to purchase those vehicles that you want to do. But those people have been diligent for the last few years. They're professionals, and they're very diligent. You don't have to be a professional to be diligent. You could be a non-professional. Whatever it is that you're doing, take great pride in it. Your sweep cleaner, who is Dr. King, said, if you're the street a custodian, be the best. If you're a barber, be the best. A hairdresser, a chef, whatever your occupation is, be the best. But make sure as you become the best, you're also funding a lifestyle you want to access later in the future. Some people don't realize that. You know why? That's because they're so busy, again, trying to impress people with money they don't have, for things they cannot afford. And there's some people they don't even like. If I don't like you, why the hell am I going to try to impress you? If I don't like you, you don't even exist. That's a form of confidence that I have about me. Nobody, I may make a post and complain about something, but when I make this post, I'm done. What you're not going to do is bring me down. So what a lot of people have to start doing is making sure they're protecting, their mental space. They're protecting their nest egg, their 401ks, 403bs, 457 TSPs, brokerage accounts, all these different things. You want to protect it, but you want to put it in something more competitive where you participate in the gains of the market and you're not in the market. Listen, folks, it's a win-win situation. An annuity is a win-win situation. For those of you who's going to hit the mega millions that you tell me when you hit the 400 million, you're going to call me. You're lying. You're not going to call me, because you're not going to call me for $50 a month. You ain't going to call me for 400 million. And guess what? I believe you won't call me. But my point is, when you get your 400 million, make sure you secure the bag. I was watching a podcast or a reel the other day, and Lou Williams, a former NBA player, said the average lifespan for an NBA player in the NBA is about 4 years, 4.5 to 5 years. And he said, and then out of all the money that they made, they got to pay agents, marketing, this, that, taxes, whatever. He said, and in 5 years after that retirement, they're broke. How you gonna make 177,000 million and be broke? How you gonna make $5 million a year and be broke? Live off $1 million and the rest just begging. Are you trying to tell me you can't live off $1 million a year? You gotta have a house that's 58,000 square feet. Man, get a nice house in a nice neighborhood with a nice car, and bank. What you need to do, dump it in an annuity. And like I recently got a client last month. I first talked to them 6 years ago, 6.5 years ago. But finally, I was at a conference somewhere. They met someone I know. Someone I met someone who knew them. And when I told them, have that person contact me. The person contacted me, and boom, we put some stuff in place for them. Folks, there's so many people out there I've reached out to, young and old, about financial planning. And a lot of people sometimes they don't want to hear it because they think you're trying to tell them what to do. You're trying to control their money. Man, I don't want to control nobody's money. My only objective is to make sure you're secured, make sure you're protected, make sure just in case you don't make it home tonight, your family's protected. And just in case you get a critical illness or chronic illness, critical injury, Alzheimer's, what you going to do when it comes for you? Were you going to start singing bad boy, bad boy, bad girl, bad girl? No. It's important, folks, really, really important that you protect what you have. Make sure that you put everything in place and make sure annuities are part of your financial planning. Currently, this year, I'm the number one annuity producer at my agency, right? Last year, I believe I was number 2. My point is, my goal is not to be number 1 and number 2. My goal is to help people protect what they have. I hate to see people lose, man. And that happens to all of us sometimes. It happens to all of us sometimes. What you gonna do? Like the song says, bad boy, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad girl, bad girl. Listen, folks, what you're gonna do is simply this. Take an inventory of where you are. Talk to a licensed financial person. There's a post I wanted to make. I get these great epiphanies when I'm in the shower. Man, I be singing like Prince and Michael Jackson, laugh out loud. But I always have these great epiphanies. And when I have this epiphany, I have to get my phone and type it out because I'll forget, about financial planning. Earlier this week, I said, most of us don't have a money problem. We have a spending problem. And then I said some other things as well. But the key here is that's making sure you protect what you have. Someone's watching. They tell me, what do I know about bad boy, bad boy? You folks, listen, man, I was a bad boy. I'm a good boy tonight. You was listening for a bit. Okay. They said they were listening for a bit. Let me give them a little shout out. I want to say, okay. Yeah. All right, cool. This individual who told me they were listening for a bit, as the same person, you don't know who I'm talking about. You will never know who I'm about. I never talk about John Doe and Jane Doe and associate them with what I'm talking about, But this person is really happy with their 401k right now. It's pushing 300 G's. I told him we need to do an in-service rollover, but the company, the medical field, will not allow that. So what can we do? I want to protect that for them so bad. Because I remember when they went to their divorce, they had to, some of that funds had to go to their ex-spouse. And another friend of mine called me as well. Their divorce is going final now, and they have to jack up some money to their ex-boss. Both women have to give it to the men. My point is this, folks. You work hard for the money, so hard for it, honey. You work hard for the money, so you better treat that money right. Let that money be right, man. Don't let anybody steal your joy. Don't let anybody steal anything that you have. Protect what you have, secure it. Boy, I realized your beard white. Someone said they didn't realize my beard's so white. That's right. I got a white beard. My son said he likes the goatee, so I'm keeping it. I used to keep this at the bottom, make me look young, but my son loves it. Oh, I look like fine wine. Thank you very much. Now my head's gonna get big. Folks, it's almost time for us to close. We have 10 minutes. The key here is simply this, right? The key here is simply this. Let me say merci. Merci just means thank you to them. The key here is this, folks. If you are investing in the markets, right, and you're putting what we call a DSA, oh, people hit me up all over. Someone said, yes, you are a bad boy. Oh, I'm not a bad boy. I just talk a lot, What do some say? I just cry. I just crush a lot. No, but I'm not a bad boy. I just talk a lot. But on a serious note, folks, whatever you've been protecting, right? Your nest egg, secure that. The accumulation phase was growing it. The maximization phase is where, when you're up there. But the distribution phase is paramount and key. When the distribution time comes, you want to make sure you have as much as you have. So this is my advice. You're over 59 and a half. Let's do an in-service rollover for you today. Today. You're younger than 59 and a half. What can you do? You know what? You have former 401ks and old jobs. Let me roll it over for you. Now protect those monies and take real risk currently with your current contributions, because it would be less than your nest egg. Your nest egg should never have a crack in it. If it has a crack, it's like a faulty foundation. It's not going to last. So make sure it's solid. Solidify it. Maybe there's concrete and iron and clay and all stuff in there. Solid. A solid foundation. Is your foundation secure? Folks, some of you have the money. Some of you have the accounts. Let me secure it for you. And I want you to treat me the same way you treat your banks. Let me explain something to you. I've been doing this a very long time. And everyone that I talk to may be different. When I do this, right, I don't know where I'm going to put you on what I'm going to do until I have a comprehensive appointment with you and find out. I remember I had a client, I think she might be dead now, back in the day, man. She became my client around 2008, 2009 in Richmond, Virginia, right in Chesterfield County, right outside of Richmond. And this individual, I secured multiple things for them. But the person has a health challenge. They were dementia-ish, pre-Alzheimer's. So they couldn't get the long-term care that they want. So we did a bunch of annuities for them. And one time they asked me to go to the bank with them because there's something they were going to do. I went to the bank with them and I said they had so much money in that bank. It used to be called SunTrust at the time. It's now called Truist, right? It became BB&T and now Truist, right? I said, girl, you got all this money over here? I thought she said, I didn't tell you everything I got. You see, when you're not transparent with me, I can only give you advice based on what I know. I can only give you advice based on what I know. And as time goes by and you start trusting me more, because at the beginning, you may not know me, but you can't be my friends on Facebook since 2018 and don't think I'm trustworthy based on what I'm saying. I can back it up. So for those of you, I'm not blaming anyone who took time to come to their senses, because Rome wasn't built in a day. There are some people who came to their senses on day one, some people 6 years later, 10 years later. But you know what? You're all in the same category. As long as you protect what you have, I'm proud of you. As long as you protect what you have, I'm very proud of you. So tonight is a big night for me. I'm here to see my daughter and talk to her and her fiance. None of your business what we're going to talk about, right? She got engaged, and I'm so happy and proud. Going to be a I'm going to be a father-in-law, and one day she's going to make me a grandpa. I'm so excited about that. But you know what, though? The younger you are, you need financial planning. The older you are, you need to solidify and tighten up some of the screws. I was at Walmart today. I went to get a cord for my laptop. I thought I forgot it, but I didn't buy it. It was actually in the trunk. And when I walked in, there was a couple of people in both doors. Hi, welcome to Walmart. You want that to be you when you retire? When you retire, you should be traveling the seven seas on cruise and going to Bora Bora and going to Tahiti and Dominica and the Caribbean and Dubai and Greece and Gay Paris and London and Italy and Portugal and wherever it is that you want to go. Fiji, Hawaii, and enjoying yourself because you work for 40. I told a recruit yesterday, I sat down in Raleigh, North Carolina yesterday, and I spoke to a young man, 24 years old. And I said, do you want to be 40, 40, 40? I said, you know what that means? I ain't talking about the 40-40 club that Jay-Z have or the 50-50 club. I said, do you want to be 40, 40, 40? He said, what's that? I said, do you want to work for 40 years? Have $40,000 at retirement? You know what the third 40 is? Does anybody know what the third 40 is? You work for 40 years. You have 40,000 in your retirement. Do you know what the third 40 is? The 40-40-40 club? That's your homework. I ain't going to tell you all. Find out what 40-40-40 is. Think about it. You work for 40 years, you got 40 grand in your 401k. There's a third 40. Find out what it is and put it in the chat when you find out. I want you to know. But nobody wants that. I was talking to one of my clients today and they said, you know what? I'm never going to retire. I told my client, I said, basically, you know what? Do the best you can now. Do the best you can. You don't have your youth anymore. I made more mistakes than all of you combined when I was younger. I made a lot of stupid mistakes and I had knowledge. Not all this knowledge that I have now, but I had some knowledge. But I did not take advantage of all the knowledge. So what I can say to you is that don't beat yourself. I'm proud of every one of you who are saving to 401ks, to index universal life policies, whole life policies, IRAs, Roth IRAs, 401ks, 457 TSPs. I don't care if you have it under your mattress. I'm proud of all of y'all. But let's get it out of the mattress and put it in a safe space. Let's get it out of the 401ks, 403bs, 457 TSPs and put it into something that can grow for you incrementally. You participate against the market. Market drop, you don't lose a penny. You stay right there. Market go up, you get a percentage. It's a win-win. Don't let too late be your cry. My mother used to say when she was alive, don't let too late be your cry. Folks, the show is called Tuesdays with Terrence. My name is H. Terrence Bardui. Some people call me H. Some people call me Havis. Some people call me Terrence. Some people call me Mr. Bardui. If you're from the 767, Whitey Kubuli, tall is her body, the Commonwealth of Dominica, you're from the village of Point Michel, a.k.a. La Pointe, a.k.a. St. Luke's Parish. I went to St. Luke's School. You call me Luku Boy. Dominica made me. Boston raised me. Now the South sustains me. Good night, everybody. As I play my theme song, make sure you reach out to me because what I'm not going to do, I'm not going to beg any of you to become my client. You need my help? Man, I'm here. I keep putting content out on all my social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, X, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, Facebook. Like I say in Dominica, tout place, everywhere. So reach out. And let's do what you can do within your budget, and you'll thank me later. The show is called Tuesdays with Terrence. Good night, everybody. Hasta la vista. Good night, everybody. God bless you. I'll play the guitar. Why? Dominic made me. That's where it all began. Island breeze, coconut trees, the heart of my plan. From the hills and the smiles to the songs of the sea, that island spirit molded the person I'd be. Boston raised me with hustle and grind. City lights shining, dreams intertwined. In the heart of this town, I found my way. A licensed financial pro, ready for the fray. On the snowy streets, learn to stand tall, navigating life, every rise, every fall. From the commons to the rhymestone, I make my claim. With every lesson learned, I embrace my name. Boston raised me with hustle and grind. City lights shining, dreams intertwined. In the heart of this town, I found my way. A licensed financial pro, ready for the fray. Good night, everybody. God bless you. Thanks for tuning in. Now the South sustains me with its warm embrace, a community of strength and love in every space. From the bayous to the beaches, I found my place. In this journey of finance, I learned to chase grace. Dominica made me, Boston raised me high. The South sustains my soul as I reach for the sky. With every sunrise, I'm thankful and free. A licensed financial pro, just being me. So here's to the roots that shaped who I am. From Dominica's beauty and Boston's Grand Slam. In the South I stand strong, with purpose and pride. Together with my journey, side by side. Good night, everybody. Hasta la vista, babies. Family time now. I gotta go. Thanks for tuning in. Make it a good night. If you like what you heard, share it or give it to somebody. Tell someone about it. All right. Until next Tuesday at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. God bless you. I'm out. Hasta la vista.